Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a great day. I am your host with a beard, and in today's video I want to find out if the previous Gen X5, also known as the F15, is still a good buy. So with the new X5, also known as the G05, been out now for about 1.5 years or something, these previous gen models have dropped in price. So for example, if you would buy a new X5 F15 2 years ago, it would cost you around 80 to 85,000 euros for the 3-liter diesel Xdrive, optioned out and everything. Today you can pick these up for anywhere between 40 to 50,000 euros, depending on the mileage and the options. That is a pretty significant price drop, especially if you consider that these are mid-size luxury SUVs. So is it still worth buying the previous Gen X5? Is it still up to date? Can it hold its own on the road? Well, today I'm going to find out together with you guys. So stick with me and let's go exploring. So let's start off with the exterior. The third generation BMW X5 or F15, as we all know it, is typically BMW with handsome styling and the signature kidney grille extending from one headlight to the other. These are the BMW adaptive headlights, by the way, which were and still are a pretty expensive option. The taillights look beautiful in full LED. One thing I really like is how the back starts off a bit narrow at the top and widens up as it nears the bottom. This gives it a pretty badass aggressive look, together with these wide 20-inch run flat tires and the M Sports package. It is truly an imposing and beefy looking car.
Needless to say that I'm absolutely loving these real exhausts.
You can rest assured that the quality of this luxurious interior is of the highest quality. I mean, look at this Napa leather all over the place. I know wide interiors take a lot of maintenance, but it makes the car look gorgeous and much more expensive than it actually is. Everywhere you look or touch, there are quality materials. Soft touch materials, leather, expensive plastics. Right in front of you, you have this 3-spoke M Sports steering wheel. It looks amazingly beautiful and feels just right in your hands. You also get these manual flippers with it, who don't feel flimsy but solid and well built, like the rest of the car.
Obviously, the steering wheel is fully electrically adjustable.
If you can, get this car with this semi-digital gauge screen. It looks much better than the regular dials. You can change the appearance of it according to what mode you're driving in, and the changes are rather drastic. It looks nice, calm and relaxed when you're driving in Eco Pro or in comfort mode, but changes to this angry red when switching to Sport or Sports Plus. This car is optioned with the panoramic roof. It is very large and lets in a lot of sunlight. You can open and close the shutter with these buttons, which also control the roof itself.
The options in the BMW X5 are plentiful. So just to name a few, this car comes with a heads-up display which projects all your important speed and your traffic information right in front of you, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road all too much. It has fully electrically 16-way adjustable seats, both for you and your passenger in front. Although I did not find these seats too comfortable, especially for longer trips. You get a quad zone climate control, so you and your passenger in front have their own separate controls for the climate system, as well as 2 separate zones for the people sitting in the back of the car. It has soft close doors, so the car automatically pulls the door close when you don't fully close it. And you also get a comfort key with keyless entry, so you don't have to take the key out of your pocket again. And many, many more options.
One thing I noticed is that this car does not appear to have blind spot monitoring. which is really strange because honestly, in a car at this price point, that feature should be as standard. Shame on you, BMW. Practicality is really good in the X5 because the body is wide. Both the driver and the passenger have plenty of space in the front. You have storage spaces in the door bins. The middle console is large enough and the glove box is of a reasonable size. You also have two cup holders in front and this little compartment where you can put like keys or your car key or something. And there is also this small compartment right to the left of the steering wheel to put like sunglasses or some wallets or something. Jumping into the back, there is absolutely loads of room. As you see, the driver's seat is in my driving position and I'm about 5'10", 5'11", and look at my knee space. I have plenty of it and my head space is also reasonable considering that this car has a panoramic roof on it. The middle seat is also very usable and people sitting here won't struggle for foot space as the floor is completely flat. And because the car is really wide, you can easily carry 3 adults in the back. You also have some storage spaces in the armrest and the back of the seats, plus 2 cup holders in the armrest. Being an SUV, the trunk is really, really large. There's even some space beneath the loading floor, as you can see. This split tailgate makes loading and unloading a lot easier. And if you need even more space, you can recline the rear seats to fit a lot more stuff. So overall, this interior still looks very up to date and fresh in my opinion. You have all the tech you will ever need, and believe me, there is plenty of it. The design is set on par with most modern vehicles and it feels very lush and premium. And now let's drive the crap out of this car. Not really, let's just do a regular review because this is not my car. Immediately you notice that the elevated driving position gives you a clear view over the road. I'm cruising along now in comfort mode and the drive is really, really smooth. The steering is nice and light. The suspension is wobbly and you're kind of wafting. It soaks up the bumps very smoothly. It's just a seamless gear change. You don't notice it at all. Very relaxing, very comforting. The engine is just effortless. Even in comfort mode, when you put the pedal to the floor, it takes a second to kick back a few gears, but it goes. This is the 3-liter diesel, which has about 258 horsepower and 560 Newton meters of torque, which is plenty. This is more than you will ever need. You do feel that this is a very heavy car and that you're carrying a lot of load with it. Alright, time to put it in sports mode. And wow. Immediately you feel the steering tightening up quite a bit actually. The suspension gets stiffer. And the gears, the gears are holding on longer. And you also feel that there is more power available in the engine. Let me find a clear road so I can floor it. Okay, so there is a straight road in front of me and nobody around. Okay, now I'm gonna floor it. I'm going about 65 kilometers an hour. Let's floor it and yeah. Wow. This engine is amazing. It just rockets this car forward like it's nothing. As soon as you floor it, you get so much more power. It's actually pretty sporty to drive in sports mode. You also have a Sports Plus mode, but that turns off the traction control, and I'm not gonna do that. Okay, flooring it again. Wow, it really goes. Most people won't use this car for this type of driving, but in case you need it, look at it, it's taking the bends really nicely. Really nicely. Very decent. It's not a nimble car because you feel that it is very heavy, it is bulky, it is large, but still it holds itself really well. One thing I really love is, say for example you're driving somewhere and the speed limit is 70 kilometers an hour on this road. So it's like a regular dial, you see like the gauge going on the speed limit, and as soon as you cross the speed limit it shows the excess in red, as if the car is warning you, like naughty naughty, you're gonna get a ticket, better watch out. And that's such a cool feature. I love it. Something I do want to mention is that although how sporty this car feels in sports mode, it is not as sporty as the generation of X5 before this one, because this one has electrical steering and that takes away a little bit of the feeling. But most people are never going to notice it unless you push this car really hard. People who drive like that don't buy cars like this. Back to comfort mode now. This car is great for long journeys, for long distance traveling. The cabin is really quiet and secluded from the outside world. Although I do have to say, these large mirrors, they do make, like when you're driving on high speeds, there is some wind noise coming from them. And a bit of tire noise from these run flat tires. The head-up display is really, really clear. As you can probably see, it is a very sunny day outside and it is very bright, but still I can see it very clearly. It is showing the current speed limit on the road and my current speed that I am driving. So, the fuel consumption. Well, this is a big, heavy car with a big 3-liter 6-cylinder in it, and I am averaging about 12 liters per 100 kilometer. But I drive this car hard because I have tested it and I've driven it hard. I've driven it a lot in sports mode. And if you drive this in comfort mode, sometimes in sports mode and eco pro mode sometimes, you can average around 8 liters per 100 kilometers, and that is pretty reasonable for a car of this size.
So, should you buy this car or not? Well, if you want a big luxury SUV with a smooth 3-liter 6-cylinder and you don't want to pay 80,000-90,000 euros for one, this is a pretty viable option. It's an extremely versatile car which covers big distances with ease, making it ideal for families with kids. So what should you be watching out for when buying a second-hand BMW X5? First of all, this originally being a 70,000 to 80,000 euro vehicle, which has dropped to half of its price now, do bear in mind that the costs that come with this vehicle are still that of a 70,000 to 80,000 euro car. I'm talking maintenance, repairs, taxes, insurance, and so on. So be wary of that. This also is a big SUV. It is large, it is bulky, it is wide. So watch out for any scratches, bumps, or dents around the car, especially on the bottom of the bumpers. Also check the wheels, the rims of the car, because people tend to curb these a lot. The X5 has plenty of tech and gadgets, so make sure that everything is working properly. But overall, this gen of X5 is a pretty reliable car, and it has normal issues like any other car, but these issues can turn out pretty expensive. But if you're prepared for all that and you can afford it, then this car will bring you and your family lots of joy and pleasure. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments below. Also, you can ask me if there's a certain type of car you want me to review, then please don't hesitate to ask me. This can be an old car or a new car, any model you want. Please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. For now, take care of yourself and each other, and see you next time.